I'm Josh with Skid Pro. We're here with our Mini Snowblower today. We're going to run you through a quick start guide. Our Mini Snowblower can fit on a mini skid or a mini Bobcat along with full-size plate. Before we hook up the hydraulic couplers, we want to get the electrical controls put in place. The electrical controls, they're electric over hydraulic to control the hydraulic chute and the hydraulic deflector. So what we run on our Mini, most of you will run a universal 4-button toggle, and it hooks up with the quick connect plug right here at the base. And then you need to hook up the wiring right here. One of the things I always like to do is to zip tie it along the loader arms, that one here, and then up by the hoses. That just keeps everything secure and keeps it out of the pinch points. Same thing with the hoses. We want to keep them out of the pinch points, out of the track. So once we go back here, we got the electrical rolled up neatly here. We give you a lot of extra cord. That just gives you flexibility in mounting. I got it zip tied together and zip tied to the hoses. And then I run it right over here on my right hand because my left hand runs the machine. And then my right hand runs the loader arms and bucket tilt. So it's right there at my controls. Again, good old zip ties. I just zip tied it in to the handle here on the operator station. This then plugs in. We just need 12 volts from the cigarette lighter, and that's what powers the solenoids to run the electric over hydraulic. Once you get everything hooked up, you're going to want to start your machine and test everything out. We want to fire up the hydraulics, set it for continuous flow, and then once the oil is flowing through the valve block and the blower is running, the auger and the fan, then there'll be oil there to run your electric over hydraulic. It will not work until you engage your hydraulics. Shoot left, shoot right, deflector up, deflector down. Once everything's tested and we know everything's functional and working, now we can jump on the blower and start blowing some snow. The biggest thing when you set it up is to figure out where you want your skid shoes. We have a bunch of preset holes. You can move that skid shoe up and down. I prefer to have the skid shoe mostly up, all the way up. That gets my cutting edge all the way to the ground. In fact, it's even about a ½ inch below my skid shoes. Then I can scrape on the concrete, which you can see here. It did a really nice job scraping. This was after many vehicles had driven on it. It was hard packed snow. Cleans it up great. And then when I roll over to, say, gravel, then I just roll back my bucket tilt, and that brings this edge back. So I'm making contact on the ground, floating with those skid shoes like they're intended, and that pulls my cutting edge up off the ground, and I'm not sucking up gravel. Again, there's a lot of different ways to set this. That's really operator preference, but that's how I like to do it, and that gives me the best of both worlds. I go from concrete, asphalt driveway, concrete apron, to gravel on the farm here as well, without having to get off and constantly adjust those skid shoes. There is one bit of maintenance on the blower. There is a single grease zerk on the bearing opposite of the direct drive motor on the auger. So that should be greased daily when in use. When it comes to what you're going to see from the operator station, we have deep visibility cuts in the hood that allows us to have a really tall hood for a good intake height. And it also allows you to see the tips of your auger as they're spinning. And that way, if you end up catching something, 2x4 or something in the snow that lodges and locks that auger, you'll be able to see it's not spinning. You'll probably hear too, you'll hear the motor change and pull down, or you'll see that you're no longer blowing snow and you're pushing snow. All good indications that you got something in the auger. If that happens, stop the hydraulics. It's built-in pressure relief. You're not going to hurt the blower, but what we don't want is to not turn them off, pull out whatever is in, and then get something caught in your hand or worse into the auger. Again, kill the hydraulics, shut off the machine, come around, inspect what's wrong, pull out what's there. Once it's clear, you can jump back in, fire it up, and you're good to go. That's again the benefit of the built-in pressure relief on that auger motor and not having to worry about shear pins or messing around with anything like that. When it comes to blowing snow, obviously we want to work with the wind. We want to cast out and away. We always have northwest winds here, so you just want to do your area and your driveway accordingly. This blower likes to have a good amount of snow in it. There's a sweet spot where if you're going too slow, you're actually going to have less casting distance. And then of course, if you just jam and go as fast as you can, that's not good either. But you want to actually put some pressure on that blower, fill that box, and you'll actually do a better job of casting snow. If you have questions about this or any of our attachments, give the guys a call or visit us online at skidpro.com. And as always, our promise to you, better products, better service, happier customers.